learn about mean. Now suppose if we are learning about mean, there are two things which they will provide you. That means in the question paper you will get the class interval and the frequencies. Now let's say in this sum, the class interval is 10 to 14, 15 to 19, 20 to 24, 25 29, 30 34, 35 39, 40 44, 45 49 and 50 54. While the frequencies that they have given it to you already in the question paper is 3, 7, 8, 2, 6, 11, 5, 5 and 3. That means that 3 marks or the frequency is 3. 3 students got the marks between 10 to 14. Alright. So now suppose if this is given, the first thing that you have to do is you have to calculate midpoint. Now how to calculate midpoint? Midpoint is the lower limit and the upper. The lower and the upper scores that we have, this is 10 plus we add 14. So the lower and the upper, divide that by 2. So that comes out to be 24 by 2, which is 12. Right? So 12, that means here we write 12. Exactly the same thing you will continue with all and take out the midpoint. Midpoint is always of the class interval. So you have calculated 12 for the first one, so 12. So 15 to 19 is 7. You can also do it in your hands also because we can just calculate it by 10. We will count 10 also. So 10, 11, 12, 13 and 14. So for the fifth one, the middle one, you will calculate, that is 12. Okay. Now once we have this, we will take 1 as an assumed mean. So let's say this we have calculated as the assumed mean. I am just taking this series as my assumed mean. For the assumed mean, we will take a deviation. The next column that we will draw is deviation. So here we write of the assumed mean, we will write 0. Now 0, since 0 we have taken here, the scores we will just see now the class interval. Now if in the class interval we are starting from in the ascending order, so the lower score is upstairs and the higher number is down. Therefore with the higher number we write +1, +2, +3 and +4. For the lesser ones we write -1, -2, -3 and -4. So I hope now you know how this we have written. We have written this only because these are lower numbers, therefore it is minus. Okay. Okay. Now once the deviation is calculated, now we are going to multiply what? This and this. So we are multiplying these two. So it is 3 into -4 gives you -12. Again, see. We are calculating, multiplying this. I changed the color. So we have this 7 and we are multiplying this with -3. So this is -12. So all these are the multiplication. 8 into -2 is -16. 2 into -1 is -2. Here, anything multiplied by 0 gives you a 0. The same way here we have calculated. Now we have these numbers. We have to now add these numbers. So you will add this and you will add all these. So once you have added all these, you got here as -51. Here you got it as 48. So this is minus, this is plus. If you minus these two, your answer is -3. So remember, this is what in a tabular form you have to calculate. Now we have to see about the formula. Now if we see the formula, okay, yes. Now let's see the formula. Okay. Now the calculation. How will you calculate mean? Mean is calculated by assumed mean, which we have taken, plus sigma FD by sigma F, multiplying that by I. Okay. So now our assumed mean. In that case, if we have seen, our assumed mean was 32. So our assumed mean is 32, and this side if we will see, our sigma FD is minus 3 and sigma F is 50. Now we put it in that formula. Okay. I'll write the formula again with blue. Okay. Now here comes the formula. Now what we are going to do is put the values. So assumed mean is 32, we saw there, plus sigma FD was minus 3, this one, sigma F, that is the total number of students, that was 50, we saw that, and we are multiplying it with 5. 5 is the I is the class interval. So what was the difference between the class interval? It was like 10 to 14. So we will calculate 10, 11, 12, 13 and 14. So they are 5. We will not minus it by 14 minus 10 gives you 4. We don't have to minus it, but we will include because somebody got 10 marks also. So it is 5. While calculating this is what the answer you got. So mean, how have we calculated mean is very clear. We have written assumed mean plus sigma FD by sigma F into I. Assumed mean was 32 plus sigma F was minus 3. Divide that by 50 into 5. So if you calculate this way, you will get the answer as 31.7. This is what is your mean. So mean is 31.7. Our assumed mean was 32. So whatever I have assumed, it was actually almost the same. Near to that is the answer that I have received. So that is how we can check that our mean, the answer is correct for that series. Alright, so if we see the series again, the series this was the question given, this is how we calculated, and the mean that we received, our assumed mean was this, but then we got 31.7 as our answer. So thank you so much for understanding me. Thank you.